Throughout my life, like, I learned that, like, this life starts from you. Your life is up to you. So, like, it's like, you're like, what? So, I realized that I was the one who actually, I thought, so maybe I have talked about this several times, but I was believing that life is all about like how you can endure or like get through the hardships after hardships. So my perspective on life was so dark and heavy and all that, It was all heavy and I hated my life. I hated myself. So my life was dark, my life was heavy, my life was not enjoyable, actually very sufferable. I don't know if is that a word? I don't think so. But as I like get through and experience so many hardships, things gets really, really hard sometimes, or most of the time, I don't know. But yeah, so, and I realized that I was the one who decided to see my life as like full of hardships and painful situations after painful situations, and that's kind of true. But also I realized that there's also so many like beautiful miraculous things are happening in my life daily. So but I decided not to look at it and perceive it as like miracle moments of my life. So I was kind of like depriving me of like experiencing these like beautiful side of life, I guess I could say. And I was the one who decided to live like that. Not intentionally, but unintentionally I was doing that. And the moment I realized the fact that I was the one who made my life harder, difficult, like shock hit me, and I was kind of sad. But at the same time I realized that my life is in my hands. Like, you can do whatever with your life as long as you take accountability or responsibility for what you do in your life. What was I even talking about? I forgot. Oh my gosh, this happens all the time and it's annoying, right? But anyways, humans tend to want to have clarity, not clarity, but we hate uncertainty, and we hate the things we can't know, like we can't see, like for example future, obviously. Yeah, humans want to know whether that thing is right or wrong, and we always want to be right, like making right decisions, taking right action, taking right opportunity, or like everything right. We want to get everything right, and I can relate to that. And that's what I had been seeking for in my life. But I realized that you are the one also who you're the one who decides whether that decision, action, whatever it might be, but that was right or wrong. Does that make sense? Because at the end of the day, we are totally humans. We are totally different, but at the same time we are the same human being, but at the same time we have different like purpose of life, or we are seeking for different things and experience. So where was I even going with this? I forgot. My gosh, there's so many things that are going on around me, so that's kind of distracting me, but it's just an excuse, so I will try to get through it and finish up this video. But so what I'm saying is just, it's all up to you, and we want to have Like, we always want to be right, but I guess that's possible because you are the one who decides whether that thing, that action, that choice you made was right or wrong at the end of the day, because it's your life and it's your perspective based off your perspective. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Wait a minute. So what I was trying to say was, so it's up to you. So since you can make anything right or wrong because it's your life and it's your decision to make. Even if you made a mistake, if you consider that as a mistake and failure and bad thing, okay, and it will become so. But also you can consider it as like just like a feedback, and it is a process of getting successful or a process of succeeding, then that is also true. So it, like, life, everything literally is up to you. That's what I'm saying. So maybe what I'm trying to say is just like, just live your life, choose whatever you want to do, because especially for me, it's really, really hard for me to just like, live my life I want and make a decision that I want to make and take action that I want to take. I know saying that just live your life, just do you do you is like, it's easier said than done. I totally get it, and I know that, obviously, but I guess it's all up to you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that made sense. Like, it's all up to you, and you can decide. And a lot of the times, like, our perspectives are negative because that's how we survive through the journey of our lives, the lives of our journey. Like, that's like kind of like instinct, how brain works, how our heart works, mind works to protect ourselves from, like, these possible danger or, dangerous stuff that are going on around us, and brain or mind is just trying to protect us from that. So we tend to forget how beautiful our lives are because we constantly, when we are not actively try to control our perspective or focus on life, it gets so negative because that's how it works. That's how it usually works. So I guess that's what I heard. So yeah. So a lot of the times your perspective or your beliefs even, your limiting beliefs actually just like automatically, unintentionally, but automatically like formed in your mind, and then that is kind of like limiting your life, limiting your possibility, limiting your opportunities maybe you can take. That's what I want to say. So sometimes when we try to do something new or something that is like out of our comfort zone, it's also like natural stuff that happens inside us, like in our brain, in our mind, that kind of tries to stop us from taking new actions or going out of our comfort zone, because it's dangerous. Like, instinct wise, it's dangerous to go out of comfort zone because there's no safety. Like, we have safety net within our comfort zone, so of course when we are getting out of it, our body, brain, mind, whatever it might be, would resist it. But since we're now in, I guess I could say, modernized, I don't know, is that a word, society, so we don't we don't usually like face like situation like, what was the word, live and death situation, live and life, I always cannot remember this word, life or death situation, life and death situation, or whatever it is, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's not like that, you know. Even we made a mistake in modern society, we don't die, we don't, you know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, we, no matter how much you make mistake, but you don't die most of the cases, right? Unless you're doing very, very seriously dangerous, fatal stuff. So yeah, fatal stuff. What was I going with this? What was I even going with this? Life is all up to you. That's what I was saying. And as I told you already, but when I realized that I was the one who were kind of suffocating myself, I was the one who was suffocating myself. I was so shocked and sad the moment I realized that, you know, living your life with that kind of like negative perspective is very, that attracts very, like, so many hardships or painful situations. So obviously that will be really hard, heavy, negative, dark moments. And I get through a lot of that, like, you know, as you guys are doing in your life too, or even more than that. But I was the one who were creating that reality. You know, at the end of the day, the reality you are currently in, and you have lived in your past, and you will live in your future, like all reality, whether it's in the past or in your future or the present moment, you are the creation of that. You know, you are creating that reality. I know it sounds like, maybe some of might say like, that's not true. I am not the one who are creating the reality, but I believe you are creating your reality. I am the one who is creating this reality that I'm currently in. So everything is up to you actually, and you are the decider of your life. So all I'm trying to say, it took so long to get this get to this conclusion, but all what I'm trying to say is, like, live your life you want to live, and live your life like you want to, like whatever you want to live your life. Just live your life, not based on others' opinion, others' like perspective, or not others, like, nothing related, nothing with others, something opinion, whatever it might be. Just live your life, start living your life, and you can decide, and you can make anything right and anything wrong, and you get to decide your path, what you do in your life. It sounds very, like, you know, what are you saying? And like, it's duh, you know, kind of like very obvious, but we overlook the fact that we are the decider of your life. We are the decider of our lives. You are the decider of your life, and you get to decide whether something is wrong or right, you know, action, mistake, whatever it might be. So for me personally, right at this moment, people are walking around my car, so I am actually caring what others think about me, because I'm filming video in a car. But who cares, you know? And they don't even know my name, they don't even know, like, you know, who I am. So, and everything. And most of the time, we're like 100% sure that even, you know, these stranger saw me filming a video in my car, but they will forget me. So why would I even care about that? You know, that's what I'm thinking in my brain. But for the entire time, like, you know, more than 20 something years, I have lived my life caring what others think about me, what people would perceive me. So, you know, it's kind of hard to just switch from that to, like, you know, not care what others think about me, or, you know, you don't care, I don't care, you know. That's what I'm trying. Every time I go back to that old identity, I try to just like say, you know, I don't care, who cares, you know, because they don't know me, they don't even know me, I don't even know them, and they don't even know my name, so they will forget me. So why would you care? That's what I'm, like, you know, trying to remind my mind, my brain, all the time, every time that happens. Since I lived my life like that for the like 99% of my life. So it's kind of hard to just like switch, like I said. So even when it comes to things I want to do, or even when it comes to like my path to take in my life and decision I make in my life, or even my dream, will be sometimes depending on what others think about me. Not depending on, when I make a decision, I tend to like decide based on what others think about me, or how people would see me if I made that decision. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So, but I'm done living like that. But now I know that I am the decider. I can make everything right and wrong. It sounds as like, very obvious as it is, but that's, I think, for me personally, I think it's very, very powerful thing to remind you of all the time, because nothing is wrong or right in life at the end of the day, but we are the one who are labeling it right or wrong, and most of the time we're the one who put emotions to stuff that happens in our lives. But I also heard that everything happens in life is neutral, so humans are the one who are kind of putting the emotions to these stuff. So, but yeah, to wrap this up, it's up to you how you live your life, because you are the decider. You can make everything right or wrong, and you have the power to do it, to decide. And what else? We tend to want to be always right, be making right decision, be taking the right path of life. I don't know what that is, but we always want to be right. We want to stay right, but you are the one who can decide whether that thing is right or wrong. So just live your life you want to live. When we try to get out of our comfort zone, or it's kind of like safety net, it's our instinct reaction, or it's our survival, one of our survival instincts, I guess. But try to pull you back in to the comfort zone. So a lot of the things happens within your, maybe a relationship, or maybe something happens in your life, maybe in your body, your health will be compromised a little bit, or you get sick or something, or something tangible happens to kind of like pull you back in the comfort zone. But don't let it kill your dream. Don't let it kill your opportunities or chances you can take, because it's meant to happen. That's how it works. All I'm trying to say is just live your life you desire. I know it's way easier said than done, but at the end of the day, you are the decider. Like, I keep saying the same thing, so I will wrap this up. But thank you so much for watching today's video. It's been 2 months since the last time I filmed, so it's kind of new environment and different angle, so it was kind of awkward or weird. But if you were watching till this moment, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it, and I appreciate you, and I genuinely truly hope you have wonderful, awesome, like fantastic, beautiful, miraculous morning, nighttime, bedtime, lunchtime, whenever you're watching this video, or weekend. I will see you in the next one. Talk to you soon.